Alrighty guys, and welcome back. Today we're going to be looking at the Blight and what teachable perks that this killer has came into Dead by Daylight with. Now right away I can tell you these are some of the better perks that have came into DBD and been released here in a while. We have gone over the Blight in another video if you want to know understanding of how his ability works, how his gadget, etc. His movement speed, his add-ons, so make sure you check that out as well. But for now we're just going to be looking at his perks. Straight away we've got Dragon's Grip. Now what does Dragon Grips do? It's actually a really fun perk and I do like the idea of it on being on a ghost face. After manually kicking a generator, therefore not getting a regression through Surge or through Ruin, you have to manually kick it, would also work with Overcharge in conjunction. For the next 30 seconds, when a survivor touches the generator, they're going to scream, revealing a speech bubble or a scream bubble, much like a Doctor's Madness tear-up, to the killer, and they'll be able to be downed in one hit. Now you might be wondering, why is this good? So basically it has an 80-second cooldown. If somebody runs in to tap a generator or runs to tap a generator and runs past while the killer comes back, you're going to have 60 seconds to perform a lethal hit to down them. It's going to be actually really good. This is at max tier as well and will have an 80-second cooldown. Therefore killers that can be immersed can be really good. I find Dragon Grip would work phenomenally with Tinkerer. If one person's on a generator themselves, from start to finish, a generator takes 80 seconds to do if you're by yourself. However, Tinkerer will activate at 75% of the generator being completed, giving you approximately 10 to 12 seconds to be able to come back and hit the guy and kill the guy with no heartbeat and get the free hook on him. I think it could work really well together, both Tinkerer and Dragon's Grip. However, I would not utilize both of them at the same time on my ghost face. I'd look at just running Dragon's Grip based on the ability that he has, and I'd also look at Sloppy Butcher perhaps for the consistency depending on how the map was looking or what items the survivors came in, such as multiple toolboxes. We try and funnel together through Discordance or through Corrupt Intervention. Right, let's have a look at his next perk. His next perk is called Hex Blood Favor. Now, I actually really like this totem. That's what it is. It's a totem. So once a totem is destroyed, the perk will deactivate. Basically, when you hit a survivor, any pallet that is not already pulled down will be sealed by the entity and will not be able to be utilized for the next 16 seconds. That means if you just hit a survivor at a jungle gym that only has a pallet, they're not going to be able to use that pallet. However, if the pallet has already been pulled down, a survivor can vault the pallet. A survivor can still vault a window. This is pretty much bamboozled, but for pallets. I like it alongside the next totem perk as well on the clown. I don't feel it is the strongest option available, especially considering people are used to doing gen rushing or rushing through generators at a quick rate. I do think it can be really fun though for those killers that, you know, try and creep up and get that free hit here and there. I would only recommend it on 115% movement speed killer as well, keeping in mind it is a totem. Once the totem is destroyed, you will lose the perk. Now, what is the next perk? The next perk is called Hex Undying. This is what people are rating the most meta perk to be released in Dead by Daylight in quite a long time right now, and I'm going to actually agree with the fact that it's a phenomenally strong perk and can be utilized. However, it takes up a free slot. It's basically a very good version of Thrill of the Hunt. Now, Thrill of the Hunt, if you're unaware of what it does, is basically a non-teachable perk in Dead by Daylight, which allows you to know when somebody is working on a generator. It'll give you a notification. Not a generator, a totem, sorry. It'll give you a notification, and then you can come over and stop them. It'll also make totems take a longer time to break. It'll only give you a notification if they're working on a lit totem. Now, Hex Undying works on both lit and unlit totems. If a survivor goes to break the totem, their aura will be revealed to you for 6 seconds, so you can know where they are throughout the map. It won't be a screen bubble, but it will actually be their aura. That's not what makes this perk really good. What makes this perk really good is if you have any other lit totems available on the map, in this case Blood Favor, but in reality Hex Ruin. If Hex Ruin is destroyed, it will respawn on another random totem. Therefore, if you have Hex Undying and Hex Ruin, and Ruin gets destroyed, it can respawn. It gets destroyed again, it can respawn. It can respawn until there are no totems left available on the map, or until Hex Undying is broken. If Hex Undying is destroyed, then Ruin will not be able to come back into the trial if it is destroyed again, but will stay up if it was transferred somewhere else. So it is a really good perk. I found it works phenomenally good, like I said, with Ruin. The catch there is if you're running something like Devour Hope, it will, or Hex Lullaby, it will not transfer stacks that you already have. So if you have 3 stacks of Devour Hope and it's broken, it will transfer Devour Hope. However, you will have 0 stacks of it as well. So you can't utilize that, which makes perfect sense. It'll be a little bit too strong. Anyways, guys, that's a quick in-depth look of what the Blight's abilities are, how they can be utilized, what killers will be able to excel on them. Honestly, I think Hex Undying and Hex Ruin is going to be a very strong combo with either Barbecue, with either Surveillance. You can even utilize Tinkerer, you can utilize Thrilling Tremor. I wouldn't recommend Corrupt Intervention because remember the totems will respawn as well, providing Hex Undying is available. Guys, thank you all for watching the video. If you guys want to know a little bit more about DBD, don't hesitate to pop into the live streams. I do educational, informative DBD killer and survivor content 5 days a week over Twitch. If you guys want to tune in, if you think you know everything about DBD, you can help me teach the people that don't. Anyways, guys, that was a quick, in-depth look of the new killer. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the fog in the next trial.